There's one window in her house. So she thought, well, when he comes, I'll just put some bells on the window. And when he opens the window, and I'll hear the bells ring, I'll catch it. But maybe that's not good enough. I think I should put some bells on the butter pot too. So there was a pot where the butter was, which she would hang it up on. So he put some bells there. So life went on, and one day Krishna was walking, and he met his friend, Madhu Mangal. He said, "Hey, Madhu, you know, this is this real nice house. It's got this real good butter. Let's go." So they went to the house, and Madhu said, "Hey, Krishna, look, there's bells on the window." Krishna said, "Don't worry. Bells are my servants. Bells don't ring." So he ordered the bells not to ring. So he opened the window, and the bells were completely quiet. We're advancing in this pastime here. So, Krishna, it was dark, so he went in there, but he has this bodily effulgence. So Madhu was with him. Well, Madhu was a little scared. Krishna was like confident. So Krishna finally came to the room where the butter was, and then he said, "Madhu, there's the butter." Madhu said, "But it's got bells on it." "Don't worry, bells are my servants. Bells don't ring." So he grabbed the pot, and the bells were quiet. Amazing. Not like these bells. So he just started to take the butter, and he was giving it to the monkeys. They came because they're always there to help Krishna eat butter. So the monkeys were there, and he was giving butter to the monkeys, and he gave some to Madhu. And then Krishna thought, well, I think I should eat some butter also. So he started to eat the butter, and all the bells started to ring. Ah, we're caught! What happened? I don't know. I thought you said the bells weren't going to ring. Krishna said, I'm going to check out this demigod who's in charge of bells. So he called the demigod and he said, "Hey, you know, I told you not to ring." And that demigod was very respectful, you know, he was dressed all in bells. That is obeisances to the Lord. He said, "My dear Lord, I know you did order me, but it also says in the Shastras that every time you take prasad, we're supposed to ring." And you take your meal. So he's obeying the instruction. So Krishna didn't know what to say. So then the lady of the house, she came out and she said, "Oh, there you are, you rascal, now I got you." She grabbed him by the hand. She said, "I'm going to take you to Mother Yasoda, and she's going to punish you, chastise you for stealing my butter." And then, so she thought, but I have to walk past Nanda Maharaj. And you know, Nanda Maharaj is always so lenient. He won't punish Krishna. So I better hide Krishna. So she took her sari. She put it over his head. She was holding him with her hand, and she was walking. So he passed Nanda Maharaj. She went into the house. She said, "Ah, Mataji, I found him. He was your boy. He's stealing my butter." I'm like, she took her sari out. Luckily, so I stuttered. "What? That's not my son, that's your son." She looked, and it was her own son. Mother Yasoda said, "You just go home and rest." Had a hard day. Maybe you were distributing books in London, it's been a hard day. So, anyway, she was bewildered. Anyway, she was walking out. And while she was walking out, when she got outside, Krishna ran up to her and said, "If you do that again, I'm going to become your husband next time." So, this is Krishna's pastime. So mischievous. Here, he's eating butter. I mean, he's eating dirt. I mean, you can eat butter. Right? That's not so bad. But eating dirt doesn't taste so good. But what happened? Balaram told Nanda. And now he's saying Balaram's a liar. They're all liars. So, of course, we'll go next verse. It's the actual conclusion. But there's another pastime where this happened after this pastime, when Krishna was in the forest with his friends, and they were sleeping, and when they woke up, the entire forest was just surrounded by this huge, tremendous fire on all sides. And the cowherd boys were really, really fearful. Krishna, Krishna. They started to say, Krishna, save us. And it's explained that they were calling to Krishna as a dying man calls upon God at the time of death. That's how it's explained. They were calling from the core of their heart. So Krishna, he said, close your eyes. So they all closed their eyes. And while their eyes were closed, he just swallowed the whole forest fire. And it was gone. It was like chilies, you know. I'm just adding a few things. So anyway, when they, you know, and Krishna said, open your eyes, and everything was normal again. The cows were there, the calves were there, the boys were there, and everything was very peaceful. So, why did Krishna tell the boys to close their eyes? Anybody know? It's related to this pastime.
Is it because they would go to his mother and say, Krishna is weak now he's eating fire?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. They would say, now, before he was eating dirt, but now he's eating fire. And you know what happens with Mother Yasoda? She hears this. She's not like an ordinary mother. She just really gets anxious, and sometimes even really fearful. And she just becomes so distressed. So Krishna didn't want to show his universal form again to his mother. So he decided not to do it. So these are the Lord's pastimes. And one who becomes what we say, we shouldn't try to, what we say, compare these things to the material world, because it's explained that the pastimes of the Lord and the pastimes of those who perform these similar activities in the material world, if you have to make an analogy, a comparison, it's like trying to compare gold and iron. Iron is very base, iron is very much available. Gold is very, what we say, rare and very valuable. So, just like people criticize Krishna for dancing with young girls in bushes. Now, people do that in the material world. They have what we say extramarital affairs. In the material world, if you have an extramarital affair, it is considered to be very sinful. At least it used to be. Things have changed. But this is considered by social and religious morality that this shouldn't be done. One should have one wife, one husband, and be very faithful and dutiful. But in the spiritual world, it's the opposite. That in order to increase Krishna's, what we say, happiness, he has what we say Parakiya Ras. The Parakiya Ras is sweeter than Swakiya Ras. Swakiya means marriage. Krishna also gets married too. There's one story where Krishna got married to Radharani. Other youth. So, I think the Nimbarka Sampradaya also mentions that. We don't speak about that pastime so much. But we explain that Krishna never got married. That he enjoys, what we say, multiple loving affairs, because this lawless love is the highest form of transcendental happiness. And when something is done against the normal,